All right. Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here. And I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your own life. And there were many of you who came to me and were sending this story to me because you wanted me to cover it. So this right here is Snoop Dogg's daughter. She's 21 years old, and there's certain words that we cannot say on YouTube, so she attempted to end it all recently. If this is a triggering topic for you, this may be a video that you may need to skip, right? That's fine. We're going to be talking about how she attempted to end it, why. She's going to give the anecdote of what happened when she did, how she went about it, who intervened. She's going to talk about some times in the past. And so this conversation is going to be rife with that type of talk. We're also going to dive a little bit into her boyfriend. Paris Milan did a video showcasing some troubling colorist tweets that he had made before he and she got together. I'm going to show you some footage from her video. She did a really good job of pulling a lot of different pieces together. So I want you to actually go and watch her entire video and just, give support to our fellow vlogger sister. And in support of this young lady, I have decided to come back out with my short hair, no makeup on, because I think that it's important to have this conversation and shift the narrative of what people really look like, what women really look like, and how we're setting this unrealistic standard, not only for ourselves, but ethnically unrealistic standards. I'm going to let you, we're going to play her video and we're going to chop it up. I also have the board ready because I'm going to be giving her some free life coaching inside of this video. And I want you to take notes at the 5 questions. Well, I fleshed it out to seven questions that you can ask yourself, right? So I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a certified life coach with a specialty in relationship coaching. And I guess we can jump into it. Hello, I want to give a special shout out to everybody who is here from the text squad. Welcome in, welcome. For those of you who don't know, the text squad are the people who get a text message whenever I go live, and you get it sent right to your phone. So you're always here when we're live so that you could be a part of the live conversation, because 100% of our videos are live on this channel now. We don't pre-upload. So whenever we come live, you are a part of the show as well. So there were some, I didn't get a chance to catch. I was writing out my notes and stuff. We were having some problems with one of the videos. So you all got a text by mistake first, because I needed to, it's technical stuff, but I ended up uploading her video on private to my channel here so that we could be able to play it. And for some reason, even though it was private, it sent out the notification to you all. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you'd like to join the text notification squad, have no fear. I got you. And then as soon as we come back from this break, we're going to be playing Corey Broadus, which is Snoop Dogg's daughter. We're going to be playing her video and diving deep into that. So, hold on. Let me get my headphones in so that we don't get the echo. I love you all. You all are so funny. And while that is playing, go ahead and throw up your number 10 if you are a part of the text notification squad. Are you tired of missing Tanya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, being randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month, US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Tech Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TanyaTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Tech Squad today for just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance. $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance. You'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TanyaTKO.com/text. All right. Wonderful. So welcome. Thank you all so much. That ad is still in draft version. So we are still editing that. Once the full version is up, you will know, because I will let you all know. But here, so let's jump right into this video, because there's a lot to go over, because her video is pretty long. We might skip around in it, but there's so many parts in there that I feel that we need to talk about. So we might play the bulk of it, because she tells her story and her story needs to be heard. So absolutely. So let's jump into it.
Like I said in my post, like
Wait a minute. There's no sound? This is so funny. I'm sorry. Were you all watching the Text Notification Squad video with no sound? You know what? We'll have to play it again for you all. I can't believe that. That's funny. Was it playing with no sound earlier? Oh, you heard it? Okay, so there was sound? Okay. Child, I don't know. Yeah.
A lot, right?
Okay.
And I don't know, like something just sparked me.
All right, here we go.
First of all, like I said in my post, like I've been going through a lot, right? And I don't know, like something just sparked me to tell you guys. Hi Mom. Something just sparked me to tell you guys what I've been going through, because I feel like I always tell y'all what I'm going through every Sunday, whether it's good or bad. I try to be as open and as accessible as possible, because I just want everybody to know that I'm human, and I mean, we're all human, right? And we all go through stuff. But when you have a title and when you're something or you're somebody, people think you don't go through stuff. And that has to be the most frustrating, irritating thing in the world, because just because my dad is who he is, that doesn't mean I don't get sad. That doesn't mean I don't want things, or I don't feel away, like like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but basically, I posted that I tried to commit, and I think it starts from my childhood, right? I grew up with two light-skinned brothers.
Okay, so I see that you all are asking me to turn it up. As you see, the volume is maxed out. She's talking low. And I have a professional microphone on my portion. I wish I would have realized when I edited her video, because I had to edit out every time that she used certain words like SUI. You can spell out the rest. I had to edit all of that out. I wish I would have realized that her audio would have been low to you all. It's too late to do anything about the audio now, because it is all the way up. And the only thing I can do is try to turn my mic down. And so that when you turn up, I could try to turn my mic down, but the way my mic is set up is going to automatically adjust my volume. So I'm turning my microphone down so that you could turn up it turned it automatically back up. It's not going to let me put my volume down low. So the only thing that I can ask you to do is to bear with me, turn up your own volume, because she's talking low. She's talking low. All right, so let's continue going forward because there's really nothing we can do at this point besides turn up our own volumes. So come on. There is one other thing that I can do. I can play it through the speakers, but then you might get an echo on that. And I, what should we do? The only other thing that we can do is, yeah, what we can do. I'm gonna try something else. I'm going to play it in a different way, and we'll see whether or not that works. All right, I'm going to put it on my other. What I'll do is I'll put it on my other. I'll put it on my other screen, and then we will play it through the speakers into my microphone, and that may help. We'll see. But if there's any issue, let me know, and I will we'll take care of it. Let's see. Okay, so here, let me know if this volume is better.
Like I said in my post, like I've been going through a lot, right? And I don't know, like something just sparked me to tell you guys. Um, Hi, Mom. Something just sparked me to tell you guys what I've been going through because I feel like I always tell y'all what I'm going through every Sunday, whether it's good or bad. Um,
Okay, I need you all to let me know if that volume is better coming through the speakers. Um, it's not better. All right, so then we will. All right. She's just talking low. That's all that I can say. She's talking low. That's it. She's talking low. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This is, we're just gonna have to work with it the way that it is. Okay. The video is already going to be a long video, so I really don't want to spend a lot of time on trying to fix these technical issues. Let's just continue. Um, let's just continue going forward. All right.
I try to be as open and as accessible as possible because I just want everybody to know that I'm human and I mean, we're all human, right? And we all go through stuff. But when you have a title and when you're something or you're somebody, people think you don't go through stuff. And that has to be the most frustrating, irritating thing in the world because just because my dad is who he is, that doesn't mean I don't get sad. That doesn't mean I don't want things or I don't feel away or like I, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but basically, um, I posted that I tried to commit, um, and I think it starts from my childhood. Right, I grew up with two light skinned brothers. Um, and I was the only chocolate one. I was overweight. I got lupus at 6, so I was overweight from being on steroids. Um, and that just automatically just messed with my health. Like I've always been sad. I've always been depressed. So I feel like I've been through a lot. Like as far as my sickness and then not knowing if it was cancer, it was lupus, and then find out that it was lupus and just me being sick, dealing with stuff like that. Like I hate seeing kids sick because I've been sick. I am sick. It's a lot. Like body hurting, you just in pain and you so young, you like, what is happening to me, like what is going on? And then you look at your brothers and your other family members like, dang, like why me? Like why? Like not saying I wish they had it, but why me? Why am I going through this? Why did God choose me? Why me? And I feel like I've always been in the hospital. I just always been sick. Like it's just always been something wrong with me. And even in school, like my when I first got lupus, my face used to peel and my hair was falling out, and just even me being dark, like people like looked at me like I was an alien, like I was a monster. And I remember I got on social media when I was like 13, and my mom and dad didn't want me to because it just I wasn't strong in there. And I got on there and I just got super bullied. Like people just always talk about me. Um, you're fat, you're ugly, you're dark, you're this, you're that. And I used to cry, like I mean cry. Like at 13 I was ready to like just so sad, crying to my mom, like, Mom, like I'm so ugly. Like, why did you have me? Why do I look like this? Why don't I look like my brothers? Why?
All right, we're going to pause it right there real quick. Um, I just want to state that when I was looking for pictures to use for the thumbnail for this video, that I actually saw whole web pages. And one of the web pages was like, this can't be Snoop Dogg's daughter. I refused, and this, that, and the other, and just talking about her looks and all of this stuff. And I was like, wow, this is, I thought it was ridiculous personally, right? And I'm like, I can't even imagine what it would feel like to be her and to be in a position where, she has this father who is promoting in his music videos an aesthetic of woman that is different than the type that he genetically can produce, right? And it was when watching her video that I realized that the issues that run deep inside of our community is a lot deeper than we realize. And I can see how men go from, feeling a certain way about themselves on the inside and then doing what it is that they feel that they quote unquote need to do in order to be able to have daughters that don't go through issues like this, right? I mean, we all go through issues, right? But I can see how, in an act of inner self hatred, and you know what? We talk to girls a lot about, I want to be really sensitive because my videos have gotten to the point now where they get into the hands of the people that I'm making the videos about. So I want to be very sensitive when I say this, right? So we talk to girls about the lack of esteem that they feel for their own looks, their African hair, et cetera, et cetera. But there's this silent killer going on in Black men with low esteem and hatred for their African features, hatred for their Negroid features, and wanting to annihilate those features in the future generation, right? I've realized that we talk to girls a lot about their esteem and loving themselves, but we don't we forget that boys suffer from low self-esteem as well. I was watching a video by Paris Milan where she was talking about Tay Diggs. And Tay Diggs is a story that I've been wanting to cover since last year when I first saw him in some Tootsie outfit, tap dancing, um, pretending to be a woman. I kid you not. I listen. I want to do a whole video just so you can see what Tay Diggs has been up to. However, listen, for right now, I realized when I was listening to Paris Milan's video that there are many Black men out there. You know how she said she went to her mother and she was like, Mom, why did you have me? I'm so this, I'm so that. Why couldn't I be lighter complected, right? There are many Black men out there who want to be white men. And the closest that they can get is to being with the phenotype of woman that comes out of the white man's genitalia, if you understand what it is that I'm saying. So they get with these women that have the phenotype of the men which have oppressed them. And I want you all to just see real quick, right? I want you all to see her brothers, because she's like, oh, I came out, I was so dark. And I'm like, the difference in shade between her and her brothers is or complexion is just it's not astronomical. And it's like we are programmed in this country, programmed into self-hatred over stuff that is really made up. It's made up. It's just made up. So here, so as you see, this is Snoop Dogg, his son, his daughter, and you see the complexion difference is not that it's not that dramatic. This is her right here, and these are the two brothers right there, and they're pictures of who the son has gotten with. So here. So this is his son. So Snoop Dogg is a grandfather, and his son Cordell has a child that he has had with a young lady who looks Latina, right? Something along those lines, right? And so I think Black girls in California are particularly vulnerable because in California, the interracial dating is so profound that I was in California for 3 years without seeing a little Black girl, a little Negroid Black girl with little braids in her hair. It had been 3 years, and I didn't realize that it had been 3 years till I saw one run past my trailer, right? I was like parked up in, where was I? I was in Mojave. I was parked in Mojave, and there were kids outside playing, and I saw one of them run past my window, and it was a little Black girl, and I was like, oh my God, it had been 3 years since I seen a Black girl, not a mixed girl, a Black girl. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize that it had been so long. My people in California, tell me if I'm lying. And from what it is that I hear from women in Cali, it's very difficult to be able to find a Black man who would be interested in you as a Black woman. We're going to talk a little bit more about that when we dive into her boyfriend and some of the troubling colorist statements that he's made in the past. But I wonder if all of this has lent itself into this young lady feeling the way that she feels. And what are your thoughts on my theory about Black men with their own self-hatred, wanting to be white men, wishing that they had the features of white men? Remember back in the 60s when Black men used to get the conch in their hair, and they used to have it all slicked down with the bouffant and the pompadour and all of that on their heads? I mean, it all is coming full circle. It's all coming full circle. Oh, I'm going to get the apples open in a moment so that I can see your comments coming through. I just put the banner up at the bottom, and we're going to jump back into her video. I'm sorry, it's about to pull back up the pictures. I want to get back to the video. This is what we're going through as a people is unbelievable. And we are nowhere near the end of it. And let me just make this statement for people who are a little bit confused, because we are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter Periscope. Look, I make videos for people who want them. If you don't want to be here, it's very simple, leave. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the bullying that she's faced and enacted online. Let me tell you, I know, because I'm a self-love specialist, happiness comes from within. I'm going to bring the board out and I'm going to ask you some questions, but happiness comes from within. If you are not happy here, you're not going to convince me that your problem is with me when your true issue is with you. Because if you think about the type of person that would lambast somebody on the internet, what's going on with that person psychologically? What's happening with you that you're pretending as if somebody's forcing you to be on their page, pretending as if somebody's presence on earth is so troubling to you that you have to lash out at that person, do you think that those people are happy? Do you think that they exude what do you think is the profile of a person who comes out attempting to attack another person? It's ridiculous. Let me tell you, I'm going to be just fine. Let me tell you, listen, I don't know what it is that you think that you've heard elsewhere, right? My mother pushed me out into this world and then she died, right? She did what she needed to get me into this world. I ain't going nowhere. So if you don't like it here, it's you who need to leave. It's very simple. And if there's anybody in the comments who is expressing this dislike or disdain, please tell them fi bongs. Just like a ball. Bongs, no? Go. It's very simple. It's very simple. Do what you need to do for yourself and your own mental health. All right. So let's jump back into her video.
It was just so many why. It was like I hated everything about me. And to this day, there's a couple things that I hate. I always look at myself and I'm just filled with disgust. So just because you have money and just because you're able to do certain things that people can't do, it doesn't mean you don't have a heart, you don't have a
You know
mind.
what? I want to pause on that part right there because I feel that it's important for us to take note of this part right here. She says that even now, she looks at herself and she's filled with disgust. And I implore any person out there that if you look in the mirror and you are disgusted by what it is that you see, that you've got to take some time out to do the things that you need to do to find that love on the inside of you. You're going to have to find a way to love yourself as you are. And you're going to we're going to dive into her story, but I beg you, please don't go out there dating feeling disgusted with yourself, because you're going to do one of two things. You're going to attract a person who may have been neutral about you, or may be able to pick up on your insecurities and then exploit those insecurities, right? That's one. Or two, you'll find a person who could be genuinely interested in you, and your own self disgust will convince that person to be disgusted with you too. So that even if they started out neutral or even liking you or loving what it is that you look like, I mean, so if I'm lying, tell me if I'm lying. I'm some of you out there who have had these feelings on the inside. You will not be happy until you can get this person to admit that they also think that there are problems with you. You'll be like, but don't you see this? Don't you see this piece right here? Don't you see this? And they'll be like, no, I don't see it. I don't see it. And then you'll be putting it in their face closer and closer and be like, you sure you don't see this? Until they're like, ugh. And then you will feel, let's continue going forward. You get my drift. You get my drift. But I just want you all to be very careful with that.
You don't have a soul. Like, I go through it just like everybody else. And I try to be as transparent and as open as possible because I know there's people out there that go through stuff, maybe worse, right? But you can't make me feel like how I feel is not like important, or it don't matter because my dad is rich and because I have this and I have that, when that shit don't mean nothing to me.
Okay. I hate to keep pausing it, but if you want to see her full video without any pausing, you can go to her Instagram page. It's up there. You're on my page because you want my breakdown, and I don't want to forget this. Pay attention to who she says is rich. She doesn't say we're rich. She doesn't say my family is rich. She said my dad is rich. I want you to pay attention and listen for when she references her father and the times that he's there and the times that you've heard that he was not mentioned. So let's continue. I'm going to rewind that just a little bit for you so you can hear again.
Maybe worse, right? But you can't make me feel like how I feel is not like important, or it don't matter because my dad is rich and because I have this and I have that, when that shit don't mean nothing to me. Like, I drive a Toyota Corolla and I'm content content. When my dad bought me that car, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, a Toyota Corolla. But before that, I was driving Wayne's Acura. And you just learn to appreciate stuff because at the end of the day, this stuff don't matter. When we die, these mansions and these Bentleys and these Birkins, they ain't going with us. You feel me? So I just learned to love what I have, to appreciate what I have. And I know people always gonna have something to say, no matter what, whether you're doing good or bad. That's just people. Everybody had their opinions. But I just had to come on here and let y'all know, like, just because you rich or just because you whatever, that's like me telling Kylie, you can't be sad. You can't be mental. Why? Because she a billionaire? She still got feelings at the end of the day. We don't know what she go through. People only show you what they want to show you. So, by the looks of it, her life looked perfect. But she's choosing to show us what she wants to show us. And what she show us is perfect. It looks amazing. So, of course, we're going to think, oh, she has a perfect life. But nobody has a perfect life. And that's what I had to understand. I'm looking on social media. I'm looking at these girls' lives that are my age. And I'm like, damn, you doing this? You doing that? I'm sitting here with my 2 dogs and my boyfriend every day trying to figure out what I want to eat. Like, I feel stuck. But at the end of the day, I'm very blessed. I'm in a very blessed position. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes their journey is their journey and your journey is your journey. Just because this person is doing this and doing that don't mean I'm supposed to be doing this and doing that. God may have a whole nother plan for me. And I know a lot of girls that look at these other girls' Instagram and start feeling like how I feel, like I'm not doing enough, and I need me a rich nigga. I need me a Bentley. I need me a nigga to do this. Well, you got a nigga that's doing all this and that. He out there doing him. My grandma told me, you want to be in a mansion with your Bentley in the driveway, trying to figure out where your man at, who he with, what he doing. Be content. You gotta be content with what you have. We don't know what these women are going through. It looked great. It looks amazing. Trust me. I see it. And I'm like, damn, I want that. I want it. Give me all of it. Give me her life. Just give it to me, please. But that's not what what my life is supposed to be. I'm not saying everybody is going through that got them a rich dude, but majority of the time, this is what they're going through.
All right, I want to pause it right there because she said a lot that we need to just kind of dive in real quick because we're going to be talking about her boyfriend and some of the things that it says that she says or indicates that they're doing during the day, which we're going to dive into. So she talks about God's plan. She talks about her grandmother telling her, oh, you want a Bentley in the driveway, but you're wondering where your man is. You need to be content with what it is that you have. Granny, she's 21. This girl is 20. She's young, dumb, and 21. Didn't they have a saying out in the 60s? Something about 20 something. Listen, this is life. Look. Why is it that when they present the alternative for Black girls, that it's either you have a man who has money who's abusive or neglectful or whatever, or you have a man who doesn't? You know, it's like she's going to talk about what it is that sent her over the edge. And I want us to pontificate real quick about why that in particular sent her over the edge. When she said she was driving Wayne's Acura, she meant that Wayne is her boyfriend. That's his name. She was driving his car. Then why do you think her father got her a Toyota Corolla? I can imagine that he got her a Toyota because he's attempting to teach her financial responsibility or something, but her brothers, we know that Snoop Dogg, remember Snoop Dogg was the little league coach for the football team and he was all involved in that. Remember, you know what? We'll pull up some pictures in a little while, but I want you to see because it's all relevant. It's all relevant because we try to harden up our daughters, and a lot of Black people attempt to harden up their children, especially their girls, and make them, you know, tough for the world out there, so they make them have to struggle and all of this. But let's continue going forward. You know, it's like they say we, what did they say we do to our boys, and we toughen our girls and we spoil our boys, or something like that.
So when you have a man that loves you and that shows you that, you have to appreciate it. Like everything I'm telling y'all, I've been through it. I'm still going through it. So that's why I'm able to speak on it. There's plenty of times where I wasn't appreciating Wayne because he not rich and he not this and he not that. Forget all that. You love me for me. You taking care of me. You holding me down when I can't even hold myself down. That's what matters. Not that you can go give me a Bentley right now. You could go give me a purse and take me to Bora Bora.
All right. I think this is a really good place to pause for a moment. I want to pull up Paris Milan's video because I want to show this to you all real quick. And the way that she regards Wayne and how she refers to him as her human trophy. That personally, I found a little disturbing. I have to be honest with you all. I found that a little disturbing. Hold on. Let me make sure that I have the sound coming, right? So this is Paris's video. Make sure that you support our girl and watch her video. There's a few key points in there that I want to point out. All right. So let's get to the it's going to take a moment to open up fully. So she Paris makes mention of a part in the video where the young lady is saying that he is her trophy and trophy in human form. That's what she called him. Let's take a look at that. Here we go.
Other. I have been noticing some red flags for a couple of years now. I just didn't report on it. It started with me noticing posts of her deifying Wayne and referring to him as her trophy, which was alarming to me. And I'll read you guys that post. She said, "When you got something good, hold on to that ish forever. Don't let nothing get in the way. You deserve the world, and I promise to give you that. Thank you for holding me down and loving me the way that nobody ever has. You are my trophy in human form." It was disturbing.
Okay. You all heard that. I promise to give you the world. We're putting too much on our young Black girls, honestly. Who have you ever heard promise to give the world to a person? Is this something that you typically hear from men or from women? We are switching and flipping the roles of our girls and boys, and we have young men and men in our community are who are the ones who are dating up, and we have girls and women who are dating down. And she's over here talking about, "You're my trophy. I promise to give you the world." And to me, I feel like she needs a mentor. I honestly feel like she needs a life coach. I'm gonna show you all why I say that when we get a little bit later in the video. We're also going to talk about his colorism in a little bit, where all of this is just too much. Okay, I'm sorry. You all are saying that you can't hear. All right, my bad. I must have shared the thing the wrong way. Let me try again. Sorry about that. We're gonna rewind it just a little bit. She's about to tell the story of how she went to take the measures to attempt to take her own life. So here we go. Don't worry, I got you. I didn't realize that it didn't have sound. It's like I just wish that they would just automatically share the sound and I don't have to add the audio in. All right, here we go. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit.
But that you love me and that you there.
Okay, here we go. Sorry about that.
I'm not saying everybody is going through that got them a rich dude, but majority of the time, this is what they're going through. So when you have a man that loves you and that shows you that, you have to appreciate it. Like everything I'm telling y'all, I've been through it. I'm still going through it. So that's why I'm able to speak on it. There's plenty of times where I wasn't appreciating Wayne because he not rich and he not this and he not that. Forget all that. You love me for me. You taking care of me. You holding me down when I can't even hold myself down. That's what matters. Not that you can go give me a Bentley right now. You could go give me a purse and take me to Bora Bora. But that you love me and that you there for me, right? So this goes with my mental.
Are you all serious that there's still no sound?
And you mad you don't got it?
This is unbelievable. I don't know what is going on. So some people are saying they can hear and other people are saying there is no sound. All right. This is all right. So people are saying that they can hear. All right. You know, this is a great time to just take a quick little break and share some of the apples that have come in. Just take a little break from the video real quick and just share some of the apples and hear what you all out there are saying. Right? All right. Okay, she's saying the link is not working. Honey, I hope you got the new link. Cello sends $10. Thank you, Cello. I appreciate that. And Kamari sends $2 and says, Tanya, please add me back as top fan on FB. What? Kamari, I don't do top fan on there. You create top fan by interacting with the page. You got to interact with the page and comment and share and do all of that other stuff that top fans do. The system does it automatically. That is so cute and funny. All right, Nicole sends $5 and says she needs to divest ASAP. You know, I'm glad that you said it. I'm glad you said it because she does need to divest. She needs to, but you know what? So let me ask you all this question, right? She says she has a man that loves her. She said he holds her down when she can't even hold down herself. And this is why I'm saying loving yourself is so important. And also, she's young. She says he loves her in the way that nobody else has loved her. I mean, she's 21. How many relationships has she had where people were supposed to be loving her? But that's one thing, right? But then do we tell her to go out there looking and having fun when she has a man who she says loves her and treats her the way she wants to be treated? But she also alludes to some terrible things that she's gone through. So I'm curious. I'm curious, right? Let's see. Fran says pretty is a prison. Thank you. Thank you. Chigozie sends $10 and says, in Nigeria, being light-skinned is paramount. Paramount to what? And Lisa sends $5 and says, for support. What is it paramount to? Are they wanting you to be light-skinned in Nigeria? I thought that they would love people who have darker skin. Lord have mercy. Please don't tell me that colorism is running rampant out there too. This is horrifying. I'm so sorry. We are in a very messed up state worldwide. worldwide. Like, what are we going to do about this? You know, as a matter of fact, now is a good time for us to take a look at his colorist tweets. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at those, because when I saw them, I was stunned myself. I was stunned. Okay. So this is also from Paris Milan's video. I'm just going to show what it is that she came up with, because, you know, she had people on assignment who were out there. I think she called them Sleuth Milan, who were out there scouring the internet, found his colorist tweets and everything. Nothing can hide on the internet. Nothing. So this is taking a while to load up. It looks like the page is having some emotional issues. There we go. Come with it now. Come with it. So here we go. Oh, come on.
I'm to read that, but I expect that because she.
All right. So, come on.
I'll let you guys hear that.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so Paris was also in her video. Paris mentioned how he was talking bad about the food she was eating. Oh, you know what? Where is this part? I need to show. Where's the part with the. Here we go. So this is the part where she says she felt he was a prize. Listen, look at this part. This part right here was grotesque. I can't even prep you for this.
That he needs space. They were talking about.
Look.
On Earth wants to have someone even joke.
Here. I can't.
Couples giving each other space because it can become unhealthy for them to be around each other all the time. And towards the end of the video, it appeared to be the bloopers.
Oh, my computer's going crazy. You all, please give it.
All right. Her dog was walking across her. They realized that the dog was migrating, and his next comments just turned me completely off. I'll let you guys listen to it.
I got more stuff coming for y'all. Love y'all. Let's start this journey.
Oh, come on.
Let's create a whole new way.
Yeah.
That's what was fishy. She got it from her mom.
So that was pretty much.
So you know what? It was a little choppy. I'm gonna let that load up just a little bit more. So if you didn't catch what happened, right? They were in a video together that they did that was titled Boyfriend Needs Space, and they were talking about couples needing time apart. Look at the way he looks at her. You like the way you like the look on his face? Anyhow, so they were in a video talking about how couples need space, and then the dog, I didn't know that dogs got their monthly cycle. I didn't know that female dogs had a monthly cycle. I found out that cats do, but dogs do as well. That's interesting. But nonetheless, right? She said, "Ooh, she stinks." And he's like, "Yeah, she smells like, not the comma at the end of a sentence, but the full stop, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Ooh, that's what was fishy," or something like that. And he's like, "Ooh, she get it from her mama." And they start laughing. Come on. You 20, 21, and your boyfriend is on the internet telling people or making jokes saying that your nanny smell like fish? Come on now. Come on. What type of joke is that? Is there any young lady out there who would think that that's funny? It's like, we already lambast women and talk about the region between their legs so much this wonder world that exists between there, and scent and smell and frowns is a huge concern to young ladies. There are girls out there. Remember when they had the no discharge challenge that was going on 3 years ago with girls, young ladies showing the inside of their panties, showing how dry it was, looking like a new pair of panties out the pack, talking about they don't get dish. Come on, it's just too much. So then he went and made these comments about Hanani being fishy, and I was like, that was out of order. That was I didn't think that was cute at all. Yeah, I'll play it again for you all.
The dog was rating, and his next comments just turned me completely off. I'll let you guys listen to it.
I've got more stuff coming for y'all. Love y'all. Let's start this journey. Let's create a whole new way. Oh, period.
Yeah.
That's what was fishy. She from her mom.
So that was pretty much it for me with him when I heard him say that. What woman on earth wants...
I'm sorry. However, she has all of these feelings of lack of self-worth, lack of deservingness, lack of worthiness on the inside, that he says something like that and she's like, ha ha ha. I mean, come on. She says she's being loved in a way she's never been loved before, but with love like that, let's continue going forward. This is one of his tweets from 2014. They got together, I believe, in 2018. So he says in 2014, when a dark skin, 2014, he's 24 now. He's about 24. He says, when a dark-skinned girl approaches me, I'm sorry, but I like my women mixed. This is what he says in his tweet, right? Then he comes out and he has another tweet that comes up. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Oh, I went too far. Let me go back a little bit. Let me just go ahead and play that. When a dark-skinned girl approaches me, he says, I'm sorry, but I like my women mixed. Then he comes out and he says, nah, oh God, now it's going all the way back. This is frustrating. Technical. I'm talking about technical. All right. Let's go back to his colorist statements. Then he says, nah, I take that back. You can be dark and mixed. I like that too, right? Then he comes out and 2 years later, then he's like, 2 years later, he comes out and he's like, oh gosh. he's like he wants a girl. And this is a picture that Paris Milan put up to say that he may be featurist. But I actually found an image of Amara La Negra, because I think that I feel like Amara La Negra is a great example. Let's make this larger for you all. I feel like Amara La Negra is a great example because she says that people even look at her and ask her whether or not she's been dipped in chocolate. So this is Amara La Negra. And as you see, she has really, really brown skin. She has the afro. However, if you look at her features, she looks like those Barbie dolls that we used to get when we were little girls, that just look like the white Barbie dolls that just had the made out of the brown plastic. And this is no slight to Amara. I'm just talking about the features that we seem to enjoy, that we like the features as long as they're not Negroid. Now, this young lady, you can tell that she has African features. She has or West African features rather, not Amara. I'm talking about Snoop's daughter. But these are the types of Black girls that some Black guys feel, okay, well, you know what? I could get away with this because she has brown skin, but at least she has the features that are passable or whatever. And Amara La Negra herself even has had people, producers, tell her that she needs to stop wearing her afro. She needs to straighten up her hair and all of this other stuff because she would be so much more pretty. And I've actually heard people saying this is ridiculous. We need so much help in our society. We need a lot of help, right? So then let's go back to Paris's video and continue forward, right? And then, yeah, she really does need to get out and enjoy herself. And then the young man comes back out with a tweet in 2016, which says, I want me a dark-skinned girl now. But this was 2 years before he started dating her. So did the colorism go away? Oh goodness, I forgot about this part. This is one of the statements that he made. Just go watch Paris's whole video. Where is the I'm so sick of this right there. So when a dark-skinned girl approaches me, where is the text where he says, so this is what he wrote about, this is a problematic tweet that he wrote about remember the situation with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion and how there were some people who didn't believe her. This was one of the things that came out. Oh, I just want to. All right. He said, "No, I take that back. You can be dark and mixed. I like that too." That was in 2014. I'm just waiting for the part where the text comes up where he says, I want me a dark baddie now, 2 years before he met her. But do you think people can change their colorist ways? Do you think that they can start out colorist? Because he is young. Do you think they can start out colorist and then all of a sudden like Negroid features, especially in California? What are your thoughts on that? Are there recovering colorists out there? Let's see. Summer says she needs to enjoy life. T says she looks just like her dad. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, wow. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm sorry. I need to, oh, here it is. Finally, he says, I want me a bad little dark skin. My computer is acting crazy, but I don't have to deal with this for much longer because I have a new one on the way. So we went through this part already. He says that he feels that Kylie Jenner is Black. And see, this is where a lot of the issues come in because Kylie Jenner is Caucasian. Her father is Armenian, which are the original Caucasians from the Caucasus Mountains. You know, so it's like, if you call a Caucasian person Black and it's like, I don't care, I don't care. I mean, where does that leave a dark-skinned Negroid person? If that person is Black, that's what Black looks like, then what is this? This is where he says Kylie Jenner is Black. I don't care. And let's see. Now he's talking about not even it's sometimes shot in both feet, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. What are your thoughts about his colorist statements? I have to get off of this page. What are your thoughts on that? Let's jump back into her video because we still need to get through her story. So I just want you to brace yourself because her story is going to be very difficult to listen to.
And I'm gonna just tell you how the story.
Here we go. I don't know why I didn't share the screen. Give me one moment. All right.
So Wayne ends up getting into a car accident. I think it was Sunday. And like I said, I drive a Toyota Corolla. That's my baby. And I was so mad. I'm like, really? Like, really? Like, you crashed my Toyota Corolla? Forget him being alive. Forget him being well. You crashed my Corolla?
You know what? I see you all commenting. I'm so sorry. Listen, I keep getting Kim Kardashian confused with Kylie Jenner. That's right. Bruce Jenner, who is now Caitlyn Jenner, is Kylie Jenner's father. The lawyer who worked on the OJ case is the Armenian one, right? Right? Thank you for correcting me on that. I keep forgetting because it's like we hear about all listen, we hear about all of these blended families. And so yes. My bad. Yes. Thank you for correcting me on that. I keep forgetting that Caitlyn had children. And her children are Kylie and who? Because I don't watch these shows. So I just, my bad. My bad. Let's get back to the video. My bad. But I'm sorry. How did Caitlyn Jenner and Kris Jenner make a black child? Make sense? Because she's gotten some plastic surgeries and is tanning and darkening up her skin all of a sudden. See, this is what I'm saying. The phenotype that some black men seem to prefer is one that's just not Negroid, and they're calling Europhenotype, calling that black. And this is problematic, honestly. It's problematic. Kendall and Kylie, yes, I don't watch that stuff, but I'm glad that you do, so that you all know the deal. Here we go. I'm sorry.
Ready to lose it all.
I messed up her story. Let me start from the beginning of her story.
I drive a Toyota.
So she was upset.
Right now, you could go give me a purse and take me to Bora Bora. But that you love me and that you there for me, right? So this goes with my mental. It's like you seeing all this stuff and you want it.
Wait, why are you all interrupting my video with this stuff? They're saying, who says OJ is this? What in the world? You know what? You wouldn't be saying that if you saw Kylie pre-surgery. Just go look up Kylie Jenner pre-surgery, post-surgery photos, please. Because she has pulled out her lips and all that other stuff to give her the aesthetic of being mixed. Come on now. Listen, you all are crazy out there. I'm not going to listen to you all, you people. Let's get back to her video. Your nonsense. Or is it? I don't know. I'm going to mind my business on that one, because if they ain't taking a DNA test and making it public, all of this is just speculation.
Right now, you could go give me a purse and take me to Bora Bora. But that you love me and that you there for me, right? So this goes with my mental. It's like you seeing all this stuff and you want it and you mad you don't got it. And I'm going to just tell you how the story. So Wayne ends up getting into a car accident. I think it was Sunday. And like I said, I drive a Toyota Corolla. That's my baby. And I was so mad. I'm like, really? Like, really? Like, you crashed my Toyota Corolla? Forget him being alive. Forget him being well. You crashed my Corolla? I was ready to lose it all, literally. And something in that accident just triggered me. It triggered me. And like I said, my mind's racing, my mind's going, and I'm like, you know what? I need to go somewhere. I don't know where I'm going, but I need to go somewhere. And I get a hotel. I don't answer nobody's phone calls, because at this point I'm like, okay, I just need to get away. That's all I was worried about. I just need to get away. That's it. That's all. And then I get to the hotel and I'm just sitting there, I kept going to sleep. I kept waking.
All right. I know you all don't want me to stop the video, but we need to stop it right here real quick just to talk about the Corolla, which triggered her and sent her over the top. Why do you think that is? I see some of you commenting that he must not have a car, this, that, and the other. Why do you think him crashing? Remember, she said she used to drive his Acura. What happened to his Acura? Now she has a Toyota Corolla and he crashes it and it sends her over the edge. Why? Do you think that she was secure and comfortable enough financially that she knew that she could get another car? Apparently, if she had these feelings, remember she said, I felt this way when I first had the Corolla, right? She was like, when she first got it, she kind of looked at her dad sideways and was like, So this means that this car was given to her. This is the only car that she has. And in California, you really can't get anywhere without a car. She must know and understand her boyfriend's financial situation, that if he crashed the car, there must be some sort of insurance issue or financial or down payment issue, or her father doesn't got her, or something is going on why that sent her over the edge. So we're going to finish listening to her story, but it gets very deep from here on out.
I kept going to sleep. Everybody calling me. They don't know where I'm at. And the plan originally wasn't to myself. It was just to get away and to not talk to nobody, because I couldn't. Life, I can't handle life. I can't handle stress. When stuff gets too hard for me, my mind instantly goes, yourself, or end it. Because it's just, I feel like that'd be the easiest way out. I don't want to feel pain no more. I don't want I don't want to feel no more. So if I just end it, I'll be okay. This is the way my mind is thinking. I'm literally giving y'all a look inside of my mind. And so I'm there. Everybody's still blowing me up. They're still blowing me up. And I just turn my phone off. I'm like, I can't do it no more. So I start hitting people up for because I know that all in them. And sometimes these are fake. And I know that'll be the quickest way out. And I'm like, okay, I'm keep hitting people about nobody's hitting me up. Nobody's hitting me back. They're like, you want 30s or 10s? I'm like, I don't know what none of that means. Just give me something. Like, just give me something. Like, give me a perk. Give me lean. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never done drugs before, but I wanted to do them today. I wanted to do them that day because I knew the effect that it had on people. So everybody that I hit, there was this one person that I hit, and he was going to go get the stuff, but he just stopped answering me. And then I was like, okay, maybe this is a sign from God that I don't need to do the. But then the devil comes again and goes, no, you need to do this. Keep hitting until you get the damn. So I'm still trying to get the. And I get really bad migraines. So I always have Benadryl, and I always have my migraine medicine. So I start Googling, well, how many Benadryls can I take to OD? Like, what can I do to OD? So I start calling my mom. I start texting my grandma because I wasn't texting nobody. I just text my grandma and I told her, I said, tell my mom I want to be cremated. And I just kept crying. I kept crying because I'm like, this is really what you want to do here? Like, you want to end it like this? Like, you done? You ready? And I'm like, yeah, like, just, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, like, sometimes I just feel like I don't have a purpose here. I deal with so much health stuff. Like, I just be feeling like people don't, like, really feel me. Or they just think I'm being dramatic, or they just think that, like, what I go through is, like, I'm not supposed to be crying right now, but I just get emotional. Like people just think that what I go through is nothing, but I've been through so much shit that half the stuff I can't even physically tell y'all because it's so personal. And so I get the Benadryls. I look it up and they're like, if you take 5 of them, you might can OD. And so, but the ones that I had, they weren't enough, like the milligrams. So I'm like, okay, so I just start popping them, and I start popping my migraine medicine. And I said my goodbyes to everybody. And then my auntie texted me. I mean, my auntie was calling me, and it was something about her phone call because I wasn't supposed to be responding to nobody. This is supposed to be the end. Like I was supposed to be in my casket, like somewhere else, not here. And my auntie started calling me, and some just told me to answer her call, and I just answered. And she's like, "What's wrong? What's the matter?" And I was like, I just hate my life. Like I'm sick and I'm fat and I'm this and I'm that. I'm like, I feel like I shouldn't be here no more. I feel like I'll feel better if I'm not here. And then she just starts talking to me and she starts calming me down. But as I'm on the phone with her, I start taking more pills. And then finally I started getting like super shaky and super like, drowsy. So I go lay down in the bed and she's on the phone with me. She's like, "Where you at?" And I tell her where I'm at. And she's like, "What room number?" And I tell her. And all of a sudden, like, I just blacked out. But the last thing that I heard her say was, "Corey, Ori." And then I was gone. And then all of a sudden, I wake up to paramedics pulling the covers off me, poking me to check my blood sugar and asking me, "Am I okay? And what's going on?" And all this stuff. And I was so gone. I was like, what is happening? Like I got pulled on a journey. It was just a crazy night. I had all my family members there. I had Wayne there, his brother, my mom-in-law, my dad's assistant, my mom, my grandma, one of our close family friends. It was crazy. And like I said, when you're in that state,
I'm going to rewind that for you all because I want you all to listen. Who was there? Who was there? Let's rewind that for you all.
my dad's assistant, my mom, his brother, my mom-in-law, to paramedics pulling the covers off me, poking me to check my blood sugar and asking me, "Am I okay? And what's going on?" And all this stuff. And I was so gone. I was like, what is happening? Like I got pulled on a journey. It was just a crazy night. I had all my family members there. I had Wayne there, his brother, my mom-in-law, my dad's assistant, my mom, my grandma, one of our close family friends. It was crazy. And like I said, when you're in that state, what you have, who you have, it don't matter to you at all. Like all the people that came and saw me and was there to support me and be there for me, like when I was in that state, I didn't care. What I cared about was just ending it. Like I didn't want to be here no more. Just take me. Whatever I have to do, I'm getting up out of here. That was my main goal. And so I get to the hospital and they were like, "Well, what's wrong? Like what happened?" And I was just like, obviously I can't tell them I was trying to kill myself because I didn't know how none of that mental stuff worked when you're in the hospital and stuff. And so they're like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Well, I just was feeling sad and I just tried to calm myself down." Like I didn't want to tell them, yeah, I was trying to kill myself. And so they're like, okay. And they were like, well, thank God what you took. It's not toxic. It's just going to make you super sleepy. I'm like, okay. So then 2 cops came and they asked me, like, what are you trying to do? And I was like, oh, like I was just trying to, like, just calm down. Like I wasn't really trying to hurt myself. I just wanted to be relaxed. And they were like, okay, cool. And then I heard him say, well, you're not under no criminal charges, but you something. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I'm out of it. So I'm like, what they talking about? And then basically they told me I was on hold 5150. And so then I'm thinking I'm finna get in this hospital, tell them a few things and bounce. And they took like, my vitals and drew my blood and stuff. And they were like, my health was good. Everything was good. There was nothing to worry about. And they were like, but you have to see a psychiatrist because when you're on hold, you have to see a psychiatrist and you have to, go to the mental home. And so I stayed overnight at the hospital. And since I'm on hold, every time I got to go to the restroom or every time I got to do something, there's somebody standing at the door, a nurse. So she got to get up and go into the restroom and make sure I don't do nothing crazy, basically. And so then after that, they were like, okay, you have to go to a mental facility. And I was like, okay. Like, I watched a couple movies about mental facilities and I kind of was like scared. I was like, damn, like, I don't want to be in no mental facility. Like, I don't want to go through this stuff. And I was like, but this is what happened. It's your consequence. And this is not my first time I've tried to do this. So I think God is probably like this is it, like, because the other times I've done it, it was just like my security would come up here and watch me for like an hour and take my medication and then everything would be back normal. But this time it was like God was like,
Okay, we need to pause it right there. There's a lot we need to discuss. A lot we need to discuss. All right. What are you hearing that I'm also hearing? Yeah, I heard her say my mom-in-law was there. And she's not married to him yet. However, she's taken on this mantle of responsibility for this person and a union that doesn't yet legally exist. So giving a person a title without the official part of it. Yes, I heard that as well. I'm gonna let that slide. The part with her auntie calling her, that just really just brought tears to my eyes because I am an aunt and I know how an aunt can be a parallel aunt, uncle. These can be parallel parents depending on who and how this person shows up in your life. And if you have the right type of family structure, because they say it takes a village to raise a child, and this is part of the reason, because there's some times where an aunt or uncle can get through where a parent may not be able to get through. And so that part really touched me because if it wasn't for her aunt, goodness knows what would have happened. If it wasn't for the relationship that she had with her aunt, and that did you hear that she said that the other 2 times that she tried, that her dad's security would just come and take the medication from her and just watch her for like an hour? This young lady has been crying out for years. For years. I'm going to show a phone number to you all on the screen right now. There's certain words that we just can't say in YouTube videos. It's like, I really don't see how we can really, really, truly, truly, truly assist, and we can't even say certain words in our videos. So let me just bring this forward right here. It's the national hotline. National hotline. You can see it on the screen right there. That's the telephone number. If you have thoughts, thank goodness that this young lady, thank goodness that there was a part of her that had the internal knowing to get help, to allow someone to know where she was, to reach out, even though there was an overwhelming part of her that said that it did not want to be here. Thank goodness for the part that connected to the part that was, that internal knowing that made her want to stay. So this telephone number, if you need to talk, listen, I've called the number myself. I've interviewed the people on the line, and they're amazing at holding space. And even if you just want to talk, you don't even have to be at the cusp. You can just contact them and get resources for therapy in your area, for groups that you can and now we have telegroups that we can visit. I'll read the number out for you all. 1-800-273-TALK. They also have a website. And let's see, I'll read the number is 273-8255. You don't have to feel ashamed for calling. Feel wonderful that there is a resource. You don't have to be at the edge. You could just, even if you are feeling down, they don't judge you. They're not like, oh, no, it's none of that. They're very warm people who are there to help you hang on. And if you are having unhealthy thoughts that are leading a certain place, when you start planning and start coming up with an idea for how you will, and you start taking steps to move in the direction of accomplishing that, why not call? It's worth a try, right? Just call. 1-800-273-8255. Okay? No judgment, none of that. And I actually, especially during the pandemic, I had how you tell people, look, if you ever need anything, reach out. I've had people reach out, and I have called on three-way with people, spoken with them on the line, just to hold space and be a person on that line. Because let me tell you, this is not about colorism. Like one of the people that I called with during the pandemic, she was having some issues with her man, and she had an argument with her daughter, and her daughter said some mean things to her, and it's not about the argument, it's not about the relationship, it's not any of that. It's the unwellness talking. This young lady calls it the devil, but it's mental unwellness. So let's get back to her video. I just wanted to put that up there for anybody who may need it. And listen, if you or somebody that you know needs it, no, there's no judgment, no, none of that. Just do it. Do what you need to do to survive. You know what? Speaking of, there might not be no next time. Let me just tell you all something. These attempts are very dangerous and can leave you with lasting health issues, liver damage, kidney damage, and a world of health issues after the fact. Going those lengths is no joke. And there are people who are still suffering from crippling aftermath, the repercussions of that. So if you're starting to have thoughts, speak with somebody immediately. I'm being very serious. I know people who I know a young lady whose mother attempted with the types of substances that are lethal. Thank goodness someone found her in time. However, she still has lasting kidney damage, liver destroyed. So you don't want to end up on dialysis and all this other stuff where you thought you had one issue, now you got four. Talk to somebody, talk to someone, because this is no joke. Oh, sorry. This is what I'm saying. I just, this is, this whole sound thing. There's got to be a better way. I'm going to rewind it a little bit for you all. I'm sorry about that. It's unbelievable.
And then everything will be back normal. But this time it was like, God was like, I got to show you better than I can tell you. Like, you can't keep doing this. And the next time you do it, it might not be no next time, you know? And so so the next day they took me to the mental facility. They made me take my clothes off. And mind you, before I went to that facility, I read the comments, and the comments were terrible. They had like 1.5 stars. And they were just saying all this crazy stuff, and I was just so scared and nervous. So when I came, they had me on a journey, and then the security guard opened it, and they were like, hold, and they were like, yeah. And he's like, okay, hold on, and he closed the door. And then he finally let us in, and then they were cool, like they weren't mean, they weren't rude or anything. I went in the room and I changed into this dress, and I went back there and I did some paperwork, and then I just sat on the couch and they like set it up for me, and they gave me like some food, like noodles and stuff. And they had ended up finding out who I was. So I mean, I don't know if they would have treated me nice if they didn't know, but they just were really nice to me and there for me. I just stayed overnight. I woke up and I met with the psychiatrist, and he just told me like, you just gotta get some help, and like I'm good to go basically. But in that facility, it's a different experience. I don't know if any of you guys been in a facility, but it's just like it makes you go absolutely crazy. Like you don't have no phone, you don't like you have TV, but you have TV from a certain time, and then you're in there with other people that are mental, and it was just like an eye opener. Like I would never do that again. Like I don't even have plans to do that. When I get to that point, I just know I need to pray, and I need to know that God is on my side and not let the devil win.
I need to pause it right here. I really almost cut this part out of the video, but I said, you know what? Let me leave it in. Let's talk about this real quick. If you or anybody else that you know starts to have fantasies about ending it all, it is time for professional intervention. There are a lot of people who are like, oh, pray it away and all this other stuff. Well, if you believe in this almighty God, then you believe that God has allowed people to become psychological professionals for just this moment. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this. I just wanted to interrupt right here because these thoughts are not the devil. There could be a chemical imbalance that exists that needs to be corrected. It's like some people who can hold their breath underwater for a minute. Just because you can't doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. You may need some assistance to be able to perform certain activities that other people can perform without assistance. So if you need, some serotonin boosters or whatever the case may be, if there's a chemical imbalance that exists, there's no shame in doing what it is that you need to do to correct the imbalance and working with a professional who can help you with a set of medications that can help you with this imbalance, rather than thinking that it's something that is arbitrary or whimsical or just bad thought or just no, there's unwellness. It's like having a broken leg and being like, oh, well, I could just pray this away. That my leg bending over when I walk is just the devil. No, that's your bone broken. There's something that is out of place. And it doesn't mean that there's some demon or some spirit that is, no, it just means that you need help with the brokenness. I just wanted to interrupt that part, but let's continue going forward. I don't want this to be controversial. I honestly don't.
But as I was in there, it was just like, it was crazy. I started appreciating everything. It was um like everybody in that facility, they had nobody to call. Like they lived on the streets. Like they were coming there so they could have a place to stay and so they could get fed whenever. And I was just sitting there like, there's so many people that I can call right now that I know will pick up. And I just started appreciating life. I was like, I just want to hug Wayne. Like I just want to go home and hug Wayne and hug my mom, my auntie, my nana. I just want to feel the floor. Like you just start thinking about your life and you just start thinking about stuff. And I'm like sitting there crying. Like there's something really like I never thought that I would be sitting in a facility for trying to kill myself. Like I never thought about that. And the fact that I was in there, it kind of like made me so sad. Because like I've never been through this, I've never experienced this. And it was
I need to pause this again right here because I'm seeing that there are comments that are coming in, right? We cannot diagnose her from the comments. You cannot diagnose other people. It's inappropriate, right? Nia says she also needs talk therapy and maybe an on-call person. I hear you. I hear you. However, each person needs something different, right? And it's up to each person to work with someone to figure out what their particular chemistry and life needs. There's so many of us who feel ashamed of perhaps needing medication. It's kind of like, we take a vitamin supplement, right? Many of us take vitamin supplements. Those of us who don't, you're probably not in this conversation anyway, right? There's no shame in supplementing something that your body doesn't produce. I want to take the stigma out of medication because I know people whose lives have been dramatically improved. So they didn't know what their baseline was before. They didn't know what living a quote unquote normal life was. And they wished that they had done it sooner. And what I've seen happen time and time again is that when people start feeling better, that's when they're like, oh, I don't want to be on this for the rest of my life. Think about diving into the water and how some people can hold their breath for a minute and you may not be able to. It is all right. Listen, there is no shame. It is all right. If your particular body chemistry, makeup, your lungs, your genetics is not able to hold your breath for a minute, 2 minutes underwater, that is fine. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing better about them. There's nothing deficient about you because you need an oxygen tank. Think of the medication that you may need as the oxygen tank for your particular body chemistry to allow you to be able to live a life that is for your particular genetic and chemical makeup. I just really want to stress that because with this particular young lady, with Corey, it sounds as if she is not getting the assistance that she needs even now. Let's continue to go forward so you can see why I say that.
really just an eye opener. I just kept talking to God, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I ever act ungrateful. I'm just sorry. Because, like I said, I am very blessed. And sometimes when you in that state, you don't care about none of that. You don't care about having family. You don't care about being able to, like, the fact that God gave me a voice to sing and to speak about certain things and like a platform. Like, you don't think about that. You just, it's like literally the devil's in your head. Like, just do it, kill yourself, do it. Why not? Like, you'll be okay. So
this is not the devil. It is not the devil, it is mental unwellness. It is the mental unwellness speaking. It's not the devil, it's mental unwellness. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. It just means that at this particular time, there are some things that are unwell. It doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean anybody is better or good or you're or could be good. It's just the mental unwellness. It's the unwellness speaking. It's the mental unwellness can make you think irrational thoughts.
I was just in there for a night, and then I got out, and I was like, I was in so much pain. Like, I was just sore. I don't know if my lupus like started flaring up, but I'm still sore to this day. And I got out, and I was still just like, I don't want to be here. I was like, why didn't it happen? Like, why didn't God just let it happen? Like, why am I still here? So I was just going through it for a couple more days, and I feel like I'm finally like okay. Like, I have my moments, but I'm finally okay. And I really just want to talk about God for a moment because He was there with me the whole entire time. Like, I couldn't even sleep. I only slept for 3 hours. And I just kept telling him, like, please just relax me. Just make me go to sleep. Just help me. Like, and it's like he just put his hand over me and I just went to sleep. And I woke up like, oh, dang, I was asleep. So I just want to thank him. And even when I came home, I was still just on one, like mentally. And he just calmed me down. Like he's always there for me when I ask him to be, or and I even check up on him, like, because I know people don't check on him. They just ask him, can you heal me? Can you heal my brother? Can you do this? Can you do that? We never check up on him and make sure he's good. So I make sure that I do that, and I try to be as obedient as I possibly can. So that's kind of my story. Well, that is my story. And I think my depression stems from a lot of stuff. I think it stems from my health. I think it stems from what I've, dealt with being here for 21 years, about to be 22. So don't think that just because somebody has money or just because somebody comes from something that they can't feel the way that they feel. Like I saw some comments when they're like, I'm so sick of these rich kids and they're trying to end their lives and they're trying to do this and do that. Well, when things happen, you have to look at why they're happening, right? Like, people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Like, yeah, we're blessed. Yeah, we're able to do A, B, and C, but sometimes we don't have that support or that comfort that we need. And that's important growing up. So y'all have to stop thinking that just because somebody is rich or just because somebody is this that they happy. The guy from Jumanji committed suicide, and I think his name is like Robin Williams or something. Like, he committed suicide. Kate Spade. Like, I can name a couple people that were rich and famous and they committed suicide. Like, we all go through stuff. You can't tell me I can't go through nothing because my dad is rich. That's BS. That's BS. I'm pretty sure there's things that he goes through that he's sad about. But he's Snoop Dogg. So you telling me Snoop Dogg can't be sad? No, that's not fair and that's not right. And I feel like sometimes people on Skid Row is more happy than people that's in a mansion. Like, more money, more problems. So you can't, yeah, and they do. And money don't always make you happy. Things don't always make you happy. So a lot of people are just being very insensitive, but there's a lot of people that's also being very supportive and being there. And like I said, I'm not posting this for y'all to feel bad or feel sad or feel attention. I'm posting this because I know it may help the next person. to know that, okay, I can relate to her. I can relate to somebody like her. And that's what I get all the time. Like people DM me and they're like, there's nobody else on social media that I can relate to, but I can relate to you. Because it's real. It's not a facade, it's real. And we look on social media looking at other people's lives, which is not real half the time. And we want that. Like I said, I know a bunch of girls that look at other girls' lives and want what they have. But half the time, what they have is not even genuine and they're not even happy. But like I said, everybody goes through stuff. Some people like to voice it and some people don't. But I'm the type to where I like to voice certain things so that, we all can just be on one accord and talk about it and be there for each other. Depression don't have no title on it. It don't. It really don't. Or like no target, however you say it. Like I could have been poor. And what y'all gonna say? I'm too poor to not. I'm too poor to be depressed. But that makes no sense. You see how silly that sounds? It's sad. And I always go on Instagram and express to y'all how I feel. Like, because at first y'all didn't know nothing about me. Y'all didn't know what I sounded like. Like, y'all didn't know anything. And I decided to start going on there and just having these talks every Sunday. So y'all can get to know me and I can get to know y'all. So if you're going through something, talk about it. Like I even found me a hobby. I went on Google the other day because I'm like, I can't keep living like this. Like it's a sad feeling. Like just not in the mood for nothing. Just don't want to be here. Like I gotta get out of it. Like I have a purpose. I just have to figure out what that purpose is, and maybe this is my purpose. I don't know. And so I went online and I found a few hobbies that I want to do, and I have something coming very soon. And I hope y'all rock with it, and just know that it's all genuine and it's all love, and it's time has been hard, but I know that we can make good times um, out of bad times. So thank you guys so much for listening, um, for being supportive. Like I said, every day is a struggle. I may wake up tomorrow and be back at square one. But there's a push now. There's a fight now. There's not like I haven't really had thoughts about like ending it or like not wanting to be here. It's kind of just like, Lord, just help me figure out what I need to do to get to the next step. And I need to get busy. I need to get active. I need to do what I love and do what I want to do. So, and I feel like I'm at an age, and even like my homegirls were at an age where we're like grown, but we're young. So it's like, are we supposed to have it figured out? Like, and then it goes back to social media when you see girls your age and they're popping in there, they look like they got it figured out. And I think that's the main thing is they look like they have it figured out. And then you're sitting here like, okay, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything to make income. I'm just sitting here watching Disney Plus all day. But I'm blessed enough to do that. But is that what I want my life to be like for the rest of my life? It's like it's weird. It's like mixed emotions. And I feel like our timing is our timing, but obviously we have to.
I'm going to pause this right here because there's a lot of notes that I'm taking that I just want to bring to the forefront, right? Where she talks about figuring out her purpose and not wanting to sit around watching Disney Plus all day. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why is it that her family is not assisting her in figuring out where it is that she wants to go. She made this statement that was like, well, that's like me saying if you're poor, you can't be depressed. I think what she meant was if you're poor, you can't be happy, because if you're rich, you can't be depressed, which are completely irrelevant, because you can be rich and depressed, like I said, or not depressed, but you can be rich and have feelings of depression, right? There could be something chemical going on. There could be other things happening. And so it's not about how much money you have or don't have. And when I bring out the board, we're going to bring out the board in just a moment. I want to get through this video. I had no idea it would take this long to get through the video, but she needs a life coach. When you have money, your family can invest in you getting services and getting mentors and coaches and therapy and all of this stuff. I don't know if it's that she doesn't want it, but she sounds like she's trying to figure it out. And so she says that she's gone online and she's found this new hobby. The thing that I'm not hearing is ongoing therapy. I'm not hearing about psychological and mental health support. I'm not hearing about, a life coach coming into her life and assisting her with kind of figuring out where it is that she wants to go. I hope that her and her boyfriend are not sitting around all day watching Disney Plus without a career of her own, wondering why she doesn't have money and feeling stuck and that her life isn't going anywhere. She made 2 attempts in the past. And it's like, when is somebody going to step in for this baby and tell her, listen, I got you. You are going to get the help that you need. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm not in the situation. I don't know them personally. So I don't know. But this situation just really brings to light for me that, that we've got to look at our young people. We've got to talk with them and see where their minds and hearts and stuff are at. She's being raised in a generation where this connection to online and feeling your worth from what's happening online is so directly connected to how you feel about yourself. And my heart goes out to her, because it's like she's talking to these people and she's positing as if these people are her friends, but these people are not your friends. And you cannot be dependent on the accolades coming from people online, because the moment that they remove those accolades, what happens to you then? I want her to be okay. I want her to be okay. This is why we're going to pull out the board in a moment, because there's some questions that I just need her to ask herself. Okay, let's continue going forward. Her part of the video is almost over, and I want to play some other things for you all.
Do stuff, so it is our timing. So we have our own journey, we have our own path, and let's just do whatever we can to follow it. There's going to be ups and downs. Life is definitely a roller coaster. And my focus right now is really getting my mental right, because every ball that's thrown at me, it hits me right in my face. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, what do I do? Like, I don't know how to dodge and duck and all that. It's like when stuff gets hard, I'm like, okay, what's happening here? Like, I just don't know how to handle it. So that's really what I'm working on now, is handling life, being an adult, not just trying to give up so easy. Yeah, I took some time off social media for a while. I mean, I was on there, but like, I really wasn't on there, and it made me feel 10 times better. So
I just want you to hear this. She's saying that the time that she took off from online made her feel 10 times better. But then you also remember she said that part of what made her feel like she was going crazy inside of the mental hospital is that she didn't have her phone with her. And so it's like our young people have these addictions to the phones and the dopamine rushes from the likes and the thumbs up. And we older people, we cannot understand it. We can't relate to it, but their brains are rewired from when they're young. And many of us have these tablets in the hands of our 2-year-olds, and their brains are being rewired. And it's like, we're just like, oh, I'm busy. I just need them to be quiet while I'm cooking or while I'm on the phone or while I'm doing this. So you give them the tablet, it's rewiring their brains. And then 15 years later, you have a young adult who is having a difficult time coping and finding their sense of self-worth from the internet. And I kept in so many different parts of this video because there's so many different learning points in here. And what she says next just sums everything up. It sums it all up.
And sometimes it could be like my cousin told me, sometimes it could be your timeline, like who you're following. Like I feel like I don't follow anybody that looks like me, or does what I do. So if I'm looking at somebody that is the complete opposite of me, my mind is tricking me that I want that, but you don't even like that, nor do you want that, Your mind is very powerful. It really.
Yes, it is. As a certified clinical hypnotherapist, your mind is very powerful. Did you all hear what she said? It's your timeline, who you're following. You're following people who look the opposite of you. If you think about the society that we live in nowadays, this is why I did today's video without a stitch of makeup, not even an eyebrow on, nothing. Because we promote these people, and you know what an Instagram baddie looks like, and they got the highlights popping and the light is glowing off of it, and they got the filters and all this other stuff, and they're sitting just right, and they got this tooted and booted and something. And people are going and getting surgeries to be able to make themselves look a certain way for the photos, and young people are so impressionable, and they're wondering, why don't I look like that? And the types of people, listen, I am not going to sit here and lie. I'm going to be straight up with you. This young lady is beautiful. Yes, she's beautiful. However, no, she does not look like the ideal that we promote, even for us Black people. She doesn't look like the ideal that we promote for Black people. And we need to take a look at ourselves as a society. We need to look at what it is that we're putting out there, who it is that we're exalting as beautiful, and whether or not there's any semblance of naturality in any of this quote unquote beauty. It's like we talk about appreciating being natural and appreciating natural women and all of this, but who it is that we push up and exalt are women who have things tucked and jucked and plucked and poked and fanned out and highlighted and contoured and chiseled and surgeried away and surgeried out and all of this other stuff. And I know that there's going to be people who will come to the video and be like, "Oh, Tanya, what's wrong with your face?" Right? Not realizing that they are playing into exactly the same reason why I chose not to wear makeup in the first doggone place. We have to look at ourselves, and Black people, we have to look at who it is that we're exalting. And it's like Instagram is it's not a neutral place. It's not a place of real life. It's a place of people, one, showing you what it is that they want to show you. Two, having the exact right angle and lighting and that exact moment in time. Like you don't, like even when you see pictures of babies crying, they have the strawberries laid out and they don't show you the explosive diapers, and they don't show you, the nights when they can't sleep and the mother's looking ragged. And even if they do, she's still highlighted and puffed up, and it's just a mommy day. And it's like, we've got to realize that we've got to stop trying to live our lives a snapshot at a time, so much so that you go out with your friends nowadays and you can't even toast anymore, because you go to toast and people are like this. They're like, hold it up right here. Hold it. Do the toast again. Do it one more time. Well, oh my goodness. And it's like, you can't even have a good time out with your friends anymore. You go to the club and you see people sitting around with their phones just taking pictures for the gram. The people are not interacting and talking to one another anymore. You don't see children outside playing with, meeting other children anymore. You see them on their games and this, that, and it's like, we've got to do better. As a society, we've got to do better. Let's finish up her video, and then we're going to get into the other parts that I want to show you.
It is. So just appreciate your life, because we only get one. When things get hard, just pray. But taking your life is not worth it, and it's not okay. And you definitely don't want to be on hold, and you definitely don't want to be in a facility home. It's just, it adds more stress to you. So let's get our mental right, and let's do what we got to do together. Like I said, I'm here. Like, I'm a prime example of all of this. I'm a prime example that you can be in a position and be sad and be mental and be suicidal. You know, like, and I have regular friends. Like, and I don't even like to say regular because we're all regular. But I have friends that are like, they're regular. You know, like, I don't really hang out with like celebrity kids, or I just feel like I've never been able to relate. Like, we're just different. So just surround yourself around good people and appreciate what you have, for real, because all of this has really taught me a lesson. And I hope that I made somebody day today. And I hope that I was open and transparent as possible. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.
All right. So there was somebody in the comments who stated, pictures are memories, right? Yeah, they are, but the memories live inside your mind. And we have to find balance, because what it is that I'm seeing nowadays is a lack of balance, because people are like, oh, I gotta get this perfect right photo and perfect right shot. And you're taking time out of being present, forgetting all of these different shots to be able to post up to look good on the gram. Meanwhile, you're not living your life. I have seen people, right? I have seen people with a surprise from their mate, with the flowers laid out on the bed. And instead of being in that moment with their mate, they run to have to go grab the camera to take a picture of the flowers and all of this other stuff on the bed that their mate laid out. And I'm like, you couldn't even be in that moment, in that romantic moment with your partner. You had to make sure that you had the phone and that you had this out and that out. And I'm just like, we've got to find balance between getting a photo or two to just remember the event and rely on our memory. But all of these photos, how many of us are even looking at photos? Like, the amount of photos that we take or used to take. I don't take photos. I attempt to live in the moment and just really, like, if I see something that is extraordinarily beautiful, like a scene, you know, I'll get a photo to remember that moment in time. But to constantly have to be there with all of these, and you can't even live a real moment. Listen, there's something else that I want to show you. I want to show you how Snoop interacts with his daughter and her boyfriend. Something seemed a little off to me. I want to see if you noticed anything either, or yourself. I just want to see. Okay, let me get my minute and second up here so that we can, so it's going to be, all right, this is Paris Milan's video again. We're going to be taking another look at that because she had some great footage in it.
Dark-skinned women that are mixed. He didn't say he wanted.
Hold on, let's get it together. All right, so this is at, let's see if we could get the timing down. All right, here we go.
Tori has the proximity to her extremely famous and rich father. I don't see any colorist man turning those opportunities down. I mean, even when I go to his Instagram page, his likes are usually high when Tori is in the picture with him and he's able to go to certain events because of her father. That is the definition of hypergamy. And a lot of black men are hypergamous. They love to date women, especially black women, dark-skinned women, as the come up, resourceful woman. They do this all the time. And I'm not saying he don't love her at all, but I do question his motives.
The girl, did you have a good time with your father? And your boyfriend?
Yes, thank you.
This is the best Christmas gift I got all year. To be able to see my baby girl and to bring her out of town and let her have some fun. Now y'all finna fly back home. You had a good time, Wayne?
I did. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, brother. You're a good man. You're a good man. I'm happy for both of y'all. Love to see y'all smiling and having fun. Thank y'all for coming, man. Y'all made my Christmas that much more better. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you for everything.
Well, thank you. Love you, baby.
And I do think that she needs.
Something was just off. Something was just off with that to me. I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it. The young man seemed nervous. And, that was Snoop behind the camera. He was like, you a good man. You a good man. He kind of sounded like he's passed the torch on, and this guy is taking care of his daughter. And the guy looks kind of nervous, and then he's like talking to him and he starts guzzling water. And I don't know, something was just off. Rewind that because we don't really have enough time to rewind it again ourselves. Let's read the apples, and then I'm going to pull out the board. And we are going to, I'm going to give you 7 questions to ask yourselves, right? So we're gonna take a look at that in a moment, right? And then we're gonna pull out the apples real quick and then read these apples. But yes, what was it? Something seemed awkward to me because I've done videos with my pops before, and it's not like that. Like if I'm getting ready to leave, I'm not going to see my dad. And we just came from a weekend trip, and there was a lack of warmth between father and daughter. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't personally know. I don't even want to speculate. I just noticed that it was just a little off, and I don't know what was off. I'm going to read some of your comments to see. Ms. D says Snoop knows the dude ain't loyal. Oh, you know what? There's another part of Paris's video that I want to show you all, right? It was kind of awkward. There's a part of Paris's video where Snoop is making fun of a plain-looking, dark-skinned woman, saying she went from all her life she had to struggle to let me show that to you. Let me see if I can find that real quick, and then we'll jump into the lesson. I know we've been on here for a minute. Thank you all for bearing with me. Let's see if we could get this. Give me 1 second. Let me add this back to the screen. How come it's not coming onto the screen? Oh, there it is. All right, so let's find this part of the footage. I wasn't planning on showing this part, so I don't have the timing queued up. So I'm gonna scrub through to see. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. My heart goes out to this young lady. And Paris added a bunch of beautiful, sexy photos of the girl. Look at little hot mama here. But the thing is, all of that doesn't matter. It's like you have to feel it on the inside. You know what I mean? It's like you have to feel all of those things on the inside. You got to feel it yourself. Like you have to know that you're beautiful. And because it doesn't really matter. I mean, how many times have you felt amazing and like the world was at your doorstep and the red carpet was rolled out for you. And how many times have you just felt amazing only to look back in time and see photos and be like, oh, wow, what was I thinking with this outfit? Remember those cockatoo hairstyles we used to wear back in the 80s? Oh my goodness. I want to find this. Oh, please let me find this. It's a Snoop Dogg thing where he was roasting. Where he's roasting this dark-skinned woman. Gosh, I'm not going to be able to find it because the video is too... Wait, can I find it? Will I be able to find it? Will I? This is the part where... Okay, let's see. Where is the part where Snoop Dogg came out to roast this young lady, talking about she went from looking like all her life she had to fight to looking like full-blown entanglement. So it's like then Snoop Dogg was making fun of a young lady for wearing weave. Meanwhile, his daughter and wife were wearing weave at the time. You know what? I'm not going to be able to find it while we're in the video because there's just too much footage to scrub through. So I'm going to have, you all are just going to have to look at Paris's video because, hold on, is this it? Hold on. Oh, she shows, oh my goodness. She shows the brothers' women. My gracious. Okay, let's see what's going on here.
That look like their mother, but for some reason with Corey, she's with a black man whom closely resembles the same skin tone as her father. So it just kind of shows the difference in dedication that a lot of black women have to this black love, especially when we don't benefit from being in a lot of these hypogamous relationships. But the one thing that is yours, he goes and carelessly wrecks that. You have every right to be upset with
She
that.
really does, especially if she knew she wasn't going to get that replaced. I want to find this photo so bad, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. But it was like, when I saw it, I was like, how dare he be roasting dark-skinned women? How dare he? That's what I was thinking to myself. I was like, that just wasn't right. Oh, and then there's a video where she was talking about colorism. This was a good addition right here.
Yeah, I started embracing my skin tone like 2-3 months ago. Yep. I really just hope that dark-skinned girls can get into their heads that it's beautiful. Be happy with yourself. It starts with that.
So you guys heard that video, and every time I hear that video, it just makes me feel like, you know, why didn't anybody prepare her for colorism?
I mean, Paris's video is so good, but go watch that. It's so good. I wish that I could find the clip that I'm looking for right now where Snoop Dogg was roasting this dark-skinned woman who got a makeover. But nonetheless, it just reminds me that some of our parents just are not equipped. All right, so listen, on that note, let's read some of the apples and then we'll get into the chart behind us where I want you all to write down the 7 questions to ask yourself. So let's get the apples up on the screen and then take a look at those real quick so that we could get everybody's comment in. Okay. So Nina sent $5 and says she's giving me Lupita, beautiful chocolate girl. Yeah, you know, unfortunately, she has to feel that for herself. You know what I mean? Natanya sends $5 and says, I think her father could son better financially. I don't know what that means. Shakayla sends $5 and says, I love your show. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you. Denise sends $10 and says, self-love is needed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Faith Speaks Life says, when your dad is a man whore, the bar is set low. Is he a man whore? I don't know anything about his personal life. Aisha sends $1 and says, I call BS. She may enjoy the attention, mental health. Let me tell you something, Aisha, and I'm glad that we were able to read your comment. All attempts, all talks of attempts, all thoughts need to be taken seriously. It is not a sign of mental wellness to talk about it, to attempt to seek attention in that way. All threats need to be taken very seriously. And I urge and implore you that if there's anybody near you who makes those statements, that you know that this is not the sign of a person who is mentally well. If this person is an adult and they refuse to get help, there's nothing that you can do. But if this person is your child, take every threat seriously. If this person is your family member and you care about them, take every threat seriously. That's all that I can say. That's all I can say on that. But to say I call BS, I'm going to give you a thumbs down on that one. I'm sorry, I can't. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. Let me find the thumbs down for you. Where's the thumbs down? Do they even have a thumbs down in Cash App? Let's see. Do they? Where? Oh, here it is. I found it. Here it is. Thumbs down. I'm sorry. I can't give you a thumbs up on that. Makiba sends $2 and says she needs to love herself. You know, it's about more than just loving yourself. People have feelings of sadness and depressive feelings. And it's not about whether or not you love yourself. When you're feeling well and up, those are the times that you need to do what it is that you need to do to cushion yourself and prepare and get the assistance that you need. But the unwellness, it's like saying if you have a broken leg that you don't love yourself, or you just need to love yourself more and your leg won't be broken. Different people have different things going on inside of them. Marie sends $25 and says, thank you for sharing that number. They help free. Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Their help is free. And oh, wow. Kenneth sent $50 and says, I'm so happy you're on FB again. Well, thank you, Kenneth. Thank you thank Facebook for appreciating this vlogger. Thank Facebook. So thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's take a look at this board. There's some questions that I want you to ask yourself, right? So let's take a look. All right. Okay. So the first question is, all right. She says that she feels that she's not happy. What is it that makes her feel that you're not happy? Why do you say you're not happy? What is it that you're feeling that makes you say that you're not happy? Those are questions to ask yourself. Can you see the red? Let me move this closer. Make sure that you can see it. All right. Then you ask yourself, when was a time that you did feel this way? When was that time, right? Then you ask yourself, what was different then? When you did feel that sense of happiness, what existed in your life? What was different and what was going on with you then that you felt those feelings, right? Then, is there a guarantee that if those things that you say that you would want in your life to make you happy, is there a guarantee that those things will make you happy? If you have those things right now, would you be happy? How do you know that once you got those things, you would be happy, right? And do you know anybody who has those things and are they happy? Was there a time when you had those things in your life and you were happy, right? Is it a guarantee? And then how do you know? How do you know that those people are happy? What is it that you think it's going to take, right? What will it take? What will it take for you to be happy? And are you 100% certain? The only thing that you can really truly be sure of right now that will make you happy is the feeling of happiness. What does that feeling feel like? So if I were her life coach, I would go through this list with her and help her figure out, because she talks about these people that she's looking at, how they have, the looks and the body and the this. So if you had this look, if you had this body, would you be happy then? Are those people happy? She has admitted that she's seeing these people and that these people may not even be happy. They may not even be happy with having those looks, having the little slim waist and tooted up on a countertop somewhere. Is having that body automatically making them happy? If you had that body and that face, would you then be happy? Are the people who have those bodies and faces happy? She talks about how people can't look at her and say, well, your father is such, and so he has a certain amount of money, so you must be happy. But she's looking at other people and she's assuming that these people are happy with the face and the body and the complexion or the hair and all of this stuff. But if you look at the documentary Happy, there's a documentary called Happy. It was available on Netflix a few years ago. I hope it's still on there because it's a great documentary. It talks about how we become addicted to our emotions, right? Let me see if I can get one of these pages off of here. See if I can get this page off and then write on the back part of the page, right? I'm sorry, give me one moment. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Okay, I'll fix that up, right? So there's this documentary called Happy, right? And in this documentary, it says that we get addicted to our emotions. So let's say, if you think about yourself, right? And you think about the emotions that you feel every day, right? Let's say you feel scared. Let's say you feel sadness. Let's say you feel, let's say angst. And let's say you feel anger each day, right? If you feel those feelings enough, you'll become addicted to these emotions. And then if there's a day that there is no sadness, you will automatically see something that will bring the sadness in, just so that you can have that emotional homeostasis, so that things will remain the same and balance themselves out. So that then you'll see a leaf falling from the tree, something arbitrary. And you'll be like, why is it that leaves have to fall? Why must they die out? The earth is dying, our leaves, our trees are dying. And it'll be something arbitrary, which you will assign this feeling onto. And then you'll be like, oh, or let's say it's the angst or the anger or the scaredness. So what you have to do is you have to replace. You got to replace these feelings, right? And you have got to force yourself to feel the feelings of happiness. You got to force yourself to feel the feelings of gratitude. You got to force yourself to feel the feelings, oh, the color looks about the same. I wanted to use a different color. You got to force yourself to feel the feelings of, give me another emotion. Give me another emotion that you all want to feel. Let me check the comments here so that I could get this on the board, since we are live right now. Let's see, right? I'm looking for another word. Give me a word, right? What? She needs to get, she's 21. What real man? What are you talking about? Let me see a word. Joy. All right. Thank you. Thank you. You've got to feel the feeling of joy, appreciation, hope. You got to feel the feeling of hope. Let me get another color marker, see if I could get this one here. Okay. Hope. What are some other feelings? Give me some other feelings. Okay, security, content. Oh, there's a lot of people who said content, fulfillment, satisfaction. Okay, so we're gonna put content up here. So you gotta feel the feeling of contentment. Can you see that? It's a little light. Security. Okay, what else? Security, contentment, peace. Peace. And you know what? The thing about it is, I know a little secret that you all may not know, right? I know a little secret that you all may not know. As a certified clinical hypnotherapist, I know how important it is to be able to put yourself in the feeling of that feeling. This is the book of affirmation, self-love right here. And I'm going to, I'll actually give you all a little look inside the book. This is my personal book that I write in myself, right? This book puts you in the feeling of feeling amazing things. This is why I say use this book right before you go to sleep or right after you wake up. There's so many of us that grab our phones first thing in the morning and we automatically propel ourselves into a world of other people's thoughts and ideas and images imposed upon you, and we become addicted to these devices. So much so I didn't even realize how addicted I was to my device until I went out to Puerto Rico in 2017 for Hurricane Irma and Maria. Let me tell you, when I couldn't get in touch with my family for a week, I didn't know whether or not they were okay. I didn't know if anyone was trying to call me. I started feeling angst and agitated. And I started feeling all of these feelings I didn't expect to feel, right? And there's some of you who are like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. It's a lot easier said than done. This is why we've got to continuously put ourselves in situations where we are unplugging, where we are getting away, where we are filling our minds and beings and psyche with positive, uplifting, empowering, and fortifying emotions like the ones that you get when you get into this book. This book is available on Amazon. The links are in the description below. And that's pretty much the bulk of the video right there. I'm going to leave it open. I'm going to leave the apples open for a few comments. And then after that, we have done the whole video. And I want you all to ask yourself the 7 questions that we came up with. I want you all to ask yourselves, okay. All right. So last few questions before we get out of here. Welcome in, everybody, and I appreciate you going on this journey with me today. Why is Nia saying hungry? So silly. These are feelings that we want to feel. Oh, all right. Well, thank you all for coming out. I appreciate you all participating in this video. If you are someone that you know, rewind to the part with the phone number, because I want you all to, if you need it, use it. If you need it, use it. All right. Jeanette sends $5 and says, we have to reprogram ourselves by ourselves. That is, I mean, you can use assistance. Why is it that you're against assistance? You don't have to do it all by yourself. Thank you. What did she say on number 5 for have? Hold on. Let me pull the thing back up. I took the page off. Number 5 is, do you know a person who has that you're saying would make you happy? And are they happy? Are they happy? Do you know a person who has that? Has there been a time in your life where you had that? And were you necessarily happy when you had that? Because there's some people who are like, oh, if I were slimmer, I would be happy. I remember I read this. I remember I read this meme that says, I wish I were as fat as the first time that I thought that I was fat. How many of you can relate to that? So it's like, oh, I wish that I was slimmer. I would be happy if I were slimmer. But when you were slimmer, in that slimmer frame, were you happy then? That's the question, really. Because you can say that you'll be happy when you're slimmer, but when you were slimmer and you were in that slimmer frame when you were younger and you thought that you were fat then, was it the truth that you were fat? Because like this girl saying that she's dark and ugly and fat and all this stuff, that's not the truth. But the thing is that she thinks it's the truth. And so therefore it is the truth. It's true for her, but it's not the truth. You know what I mean? So you have to ask yourself because you cannot wait for some arbitrary time in the future for you to think that you're going to be happy then. And if you think that you'll be happy then, what will that happiness look like? What will it feel like? What will it be like? Well, if you can imagine those feelings, just feel it right now. Think about it. What would you feel like if you had all of this money? What would you feel like if you had the perfect body that you wanted? What would life be like? How would you walk down the street? What is stopping you from walking down the street like that now? What is stopping you from having that feeling on the inside right now? I mean, we could go into a hypnotherapeutic state and just bring up that feeling and feel it right now as you are. How will that change the pep in your step? How will that change the way that you navigate and walk through your day? Is it the thing that you're waiting on that will make you happy? Or is it your happiness that actually makes whether or not you have that immaterial? But then you actually do the things that would attract that into your life. This is why the book is so amazing, because it attracts these things into your life. It brings it in. You understand what I'm saying, right? You understand what I'm saying. Denise says, great topic today. Thank you. Thank you. I'm open for a few more questions while we're on here. I'm open for a few more questions. Sabrina says, being alone during the pandemic taught me I can be happy. You were never alone. You were always with yourself. You were always with yourself. Danielle says, healthy weight is a goal. Slimming down is the tummy is a goal, not the flattest, but toned up maybe. So if you had this flat tummy, would you be happy then? Can you think of a time that you had this flat tummy? Were you happy then? Because the happiness is not dependent on these things. Happiness is independent of those things. You can choose to feel happy right now. You can choose to feel happy right now. Marissa says, Tanya, what is your email? TanyaTKO.com and click on contact. Angel says, loneliness is an illusion. Ingrid says, I love this. Love self-affirmation. Chrissy says, recently lost my apartment, car looking to be repoed. You know what? Listen. You all know that I lived in my car in 2016. You know that. These are where these affirmations came from. Because I had to make the choice because things just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I had to make the choice to feel something different right now, to imagine something different, and to imagine the possibility of a different way. And I had to feel those feelings in that moment, regardless of what it was that existed around me. And it wasn't until I felt those feelings that things started to change. I don't understand fully the law of what do you call that thing? The law of attraction, but I know that feeling attracts that thing to you, not waiting until that thing comes, because that thing can come and you still won't feel that feeling. Feel that feeling and the thing comes. Feel that feeling. Feel the feeling of wealth. Feel the feeling of money. Feel the feeling of abundance each and every day coming your way. Just feel that feeling. Feel what it'll feel like. What will the pep in your step be like? And feel that right now as you are. Because listen, I have been through a repossession. I have been through living in my car. I have been through those both. And I know that it's difficult when it seems like it's difficult to feel dry when all you see around you is rain. But you have got to feel dry. And the dryness comes. I'm telling you, you've got to feel it. You've got to feel it. Ultimate says 100%, you got me crying, self-directed, intentional happiness and gratitude. Big hugs. Everybody, this was a tough topic. Hugs and love to everybody out there. Here, let's get a hug in. Hugs. Yes, absolutely. Today was a tough topic. And so I appreciate you all hanging out this long with us. We're going to jump out of it because we've already been on for more than 2.5 hours. You can go ahead and leave your comments in the comments section, and I will see you all in the next video. Let me just check the apples real quick, make sure no more have come in. Perfect, I got that. And look, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Thank you for talking about this topic. And I have a feeling that Miss Corey will see the right videos to assist her for where it is that she is in her journey. I have a feeling that she will be guided into the right direction. And that is my hope and my wish for her. And a message to her parents, listen, help this young lady. Get her a life coach, get her some therapy, get her, what is it that she feels that she wants? We need to start preparing this young lady for living in the life that she says that she wants and having the tools to create that and continue to cultivate it, because you can't give it to her. She has to, but she needs assistance. She needs some professional psychological therapy. She needs some assistance. This is not a pray it away. The devil is, no, this is a situation where we've got to roll up our sleeves and help this young lady. The time is now. There's no more ignoring this. All right. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.